June is a pivotal month for the K&N West competitors. It's unlike any other month because there's 3 races, the most in a single month no less. Not only that, they'll be traveling to 3 different states, and each having tremendous characteristics every driver must conquer. The first leg, Colorado National Speedway in Tacoma, a small town, but when the boys and girls of the West Coast roar into town, business pick up. But for one man, it's a matter of keeping the business afloat. Derek Kraus is now the championship leader after becoming the king of the old Pueblo at Tucson, surviving the storm and swept both races, hoping his championship trail continues to be victorious. However, he's got a hungry pack of wolves known as Sunrise 4, who were last year's race-winning team and swept the top 3 with Derek Thorne reigning supreme. Although the top 2 won't be on Kraus's radar, he's still got Trevor Huddleston, the man second in points, that'll be hot at his tail. Huddleston finished 3rd, while Kraus finished 4th. But with another complete package race, Sunrise Forward could be in trouble, as they, the McAnally girls, and the entire field hope to dethrone Kraus as the leader of the West. The NAPA 175 is about to kickstart the grandest month of the season, and it starts right now. Alrighty, episode number 9 of West Coast Wednesday. It is the preview of the Napa, Colorado race that is 175 laps long, but depending on how you see it, it's either 150 or 175. Racing Reference has it at 175. NASCAR Home Tracks has it at 150. Well, I guess we're going to have to wait and find out, but traditionally it's been the Napa 175. At Colorado National Speedway, the 5th race, the NASCAR K&N Pro Series West Tour, and we got some stuff to talk about. But before we get into the Colorado talk, let's mention some few updates that has happened since our last episode. As I mentioned in the previous episode, there was contact between Hailie Deegan and Trevor Huddleston. Not the first time, as they already had history a year ago, and especially in the final 2 races of the season, of which Deegan was penalized for retaliation over Trevor Huddleston. As somebody in the comments said, there could be some concerns from the previous episode that it's probably more or less Deegan's fault, but she also needs to be careful. I honestly think, to her own nature, if she wants to be this aggressive, ruthless driver, let her be. I still think she's she's probably the top female driver in stock cars right now. Brittany Samora is making a little bit of the case that she's gradually improving, and to a degree, has had better results than Deegan at this point of the season compared to a year ago, when we're comparing both rookie seasons, Deegan in 2018 to Samora right now. And they're even on Twitter, at the LT Files, by the way. That's the only shameless plug you'll ever hear. It's on the screen. I don't say it. That's the reason why I don't say it, because it's on the screen. Look at the screen. There's all the outlets. Anyways, somebody made a bold statement that Samora will win before Deegan does. Again, it's possible. It's not out of the question. I still think it's going to be evergreen, so it's not till August for that possibility. But who's to say she doesn't win on Saturday? Who knows? But on Williams O'Quinn, as far as who did the last car coverage of K&N and ARCA a year ago, and mostly now ARCA now, he said Derek Kraus will win the championship before either 2 win. So he's implying that Deegan will not win for the rest of the season, or, well, that's not officially what he said. He said Kraus will win the championship. But the question is, which one? Consider he's also in that hunt for that East Championship. He still holds the title lead over guys like Chase Cabre, who won in Memphis this past Saturday, and Sam Mayer. It's just only by a few points. Kraus finished 5th, outperformed Todd Gilliland in the 19 car. It's safe to say the 19 Bill McAnally machine, it's not good in the East. It's just not. Brittany Zamora outperformed Todd Gilliland pretty much the whole entire time. And that is not good news for Todd Gilliland at all, as far as his class. You even have Kyle Busch calling his drivers out, Harrison Burton and Todd Gilliland. They haven't done jack shit. They haven't done anything. And then that big question comes out. I mentioned it a couple episodes already in West Coast Wednesday. Where does Todd go? Of course, Todd is going to probably end up at DGR Crossley if the inevitable happens. Harrison Burton has outperformed him, but it's not to Kyle Busch's liking at all. Somebody even said, I say Tanner Gray takes over Natalie Decker's 54 truck if Decker does not step it up, including this coming weekend at Texas on Friday. More about Texas momentarily as it regards the implications about the upcoming episodes of West Coast Wednesday and also the aforementioned Colorado race. Tanner Gray is more reasonable. He's getting up there, and boy, he's right up in that title chase too in the East. So, who's to say that Gray doesn't get a... I'm going to say this right now. Somebody on Twitter said that it made stated the overly obvious that Deegan doesn't need to be rushed. Well, duh. She doesn't need to be rushed. The pace is perfect for her. And that whole thing is because she got a top 10 finish at Pocono, the ARCA race. I said Pocono's the biggest race for her of the season outside of the championship round at Phoenix. Oh boy, ARCA race. Oh man. It was like watching the 2014 Formula One season, Mercedes eviscerating the whole field. And it was bad. It was bad. The whole ARCA Racing Series this season has been bad, period. Pocono was no doubt one of the worst races I've probably seen. And I don't say this. Everybody can say whatever they want about the race. I never vocalized how bad a race. It was just that bad. Thank goodness for Ty Majeski, though. Thank goodness for Ty Majeski for making something out of that godforsaken race. It was ridiculously bad. Deegan didn't have a great start, and because of that, it was just a train and separation. And then the crew members from Vinarina Motors were screwed it up big time, not putting fuel, and because she had the free pass and everything, she didn't want to lose it because there would be some negative ramifications. She pitted as soon as the green flag dropped, she pitted for fuel, non-factor at all. It's unfortunate we didn't get to see how she'll do on restarts on that big track like Pocono. And you can possibly add the whole fueling miscue. It's one of the many, many, many stranger things that's happened in Pocono. This one is in the bottom tier as far as stranger things. July 4th, Season 3 will come out, and I will be waiting for that new Coca-Cola, or new Coke as they refer it to. Just to make sure, specific, I say, the drink, not the other thing that was popular in the 80s, infamously. Don't use it, people. You can drink the soda, but don't use the other. Alright, that's enough flabbergasting. The bad luck continues for Deegan, and some of them is out of her control. Now back to Trevor Huddleston at Tucson. That's a racing incident. It's not Deegan's fault. It's not Huddleston's fault. It's just a racing ordeal, if I recall, from the Deegan 38 YouTube channel, where you get a good idea of what happened in greater detail. Fortunately, it came a few days after the Saturday race, so I didn't have to rely on the NBCSN to figure that stuff out. It looked like Deegan was going down to the bottom, but Huddleston had the lane locked. He ducked low simultaneously, and it just led to Deegan to be turned around. There's nothing. The big question will be Huddleston and Deegan. I think that rivalry has reunited again. In that aforementioned video, the vlog, Deegan will be assured that it will not be the last Trevor Huddleston will see of her. Could there be more of that feud building up? We'll see. Because Trevor Huddleston finished third a year ago, as you saw in the hype video. It still says NAPA 175. I'm still sticking with 175. We'll see. If it's 150 on Saturday, and I find out about it, then I'll make a note on the YouTube video or change the name or what. I don't know how I'll figure it out. The website says 175. The Colorado National Speedway site too. But Deegan needs to turn it around. Needs that luck to be turned around. And that's the thing. Somebody was questioning my tweet about luck. It's like, she's had great runs, but her luck since her win at Vegas has been not good. Bristol, she had the car problems. Kevin Reed Jr. out of the picture, her crew chief that got her those 2 wins. Deegan has going in her second race, third. No, this will be the third. Second race weekend in the West. They'll be going with the crew chief, and this one is Kyle Wolasek. It's Deegan's crew chief, no longer Kevin Reed Jr. She had to go through that. Then the whole battle with Samora at Bristol, the car problem again. She had the spin at Tucson in the second race. She also had the spin at Irwindale, recovered decently. The last race was not good for Deegan results-wise. She finished outside of the top 10, barely in the top 15 when it came down to it. She will be in the top 15 regardless, pending on post-entries, of course. And I'll mention who's in this race and who's not, as far as the initial entry list. that was released today. As I'm recording it Tuesday, you'll be seeing it right now on a Wednesday. But she needs all the luck she does, and the East has been egregious. Let's just call a spade a spade. There's no such thing as being a shill or being biased or anything. It's just being from what I see, and also just I gotta be brutally honest. This is just about honesty, because there's some people out there in this NASCAR world on the YouTube community that just all they do is just kiss up. I'm not that type of guy. I'll praise and I'll criticize when warranted. Or in this case, it's just my fair and honest assessment. She just needs to turn her luck around. Otherwise, those Danica comparisons, those Danica comments will grow and grow and grow. Yes, that thing is starting to happen, people. The next Danica. And when you people refer the next Danica, that's not a good thing. That is not a good thing. She did pretty decent in the ARCA race. But how bad the race was, nothing really to show for it. She got a lot of laps, a learning curve. She stayed out of trouble. The crew members is just what did her in, honestly. Ty Majeski won the race. And the one who was eviscerating the field like it was 2014 Formula 1, Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes, was Miss Hannah Newhouse's favorite driver, not terrible Riley Hurst. Yeah, at one point he was ahead of, I think it was Travis Braden, one of the worst championship leaders in ARCA history, because what was it? He still not won. He hadn't even got a top 5 when he led a while back. It's just this final ARCA season as we know it, it's just been bad. And the K&N East side has not been any better as it pertains to scheduling and entries. They just canceled the race. Now it's been reduced to just one less race, which means that championship battle is going to get even as intense between Krause, Mayer, and Tanner Gray, among others. So you also got Max McLaughlin and many, many more guys that could play a role in that championship fight. It's not good. It's not good. It's not looking good on the ARCA end. Deegan did pretty well. She said fine. We'll see if her luck turns around at Colorado. Because she will need it, because she took a hit in the point standings. Just remember, Derek Krause is leading both East and West. So he's going for that undisputed championship. Can anybody stop Derek Krause? Derek Krause was last year's pole sitter, but he finished 4th behind the trio of Sunrise Force's Bob Mercati team. Derek Thorne won the race. Ryan Partridge finished 2nd. Trevor Huddleston got 3rd. So with that being said, let's transition from all that talk and negativity and also critical and viewpoints. Let's talk about the race coming up. It will be at 7:30, 6:30. That's the thing about timing. It shows on fanschoice.tv. It will be live, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. You want to go watch both IndyCar and the Colorado race? Split the screen up. There's many ways you can see it. This one is a big unknown because, first off, this is the first of 3 races this month. We got this one in Colorado. Then we have Sonoma in the next race. Still think more than likely Cole Custer will be in there. I still feel like if Cole's going to be running the West race, he's going to be in that Cup race. More than likely in the Rick Ware car. Bailey Curry, top 25. Big shout out to him. He's proven that this car is something when he's driving it. He has the brains. He has the brains for sure. Unlike the other driver that drives the 51 car. Deliberate silence. All right, here is, and also Douglas County and Roseburg, Oregon. That is the 3 races in the month of June. So you do not want to have bad luck. You do not. And whoever comes out here with a strong month of June, he's more than likely could win the championship. So Krause needs to put all the pieces together like he did at Tucson going forward to keep himself in that championship quest. All right, here is the entry list. Right now it shows 14. Bobby Hillis Jr. will be back in the number 0 car in the Toyota, in the Camry, K-A-M-R-E-E, as it was in that Tucson car. Bobby Hillis Jr. ran a couple Truck Series races back in 2000. Same thing with Billy Cann. It's like the stuff you learn, people. They both ran at Pikes Peak together. Jagger Jones in the 6th, Travis Milburn in the 08. Hopefully nobody runs into him, particularly Todd Souza. Will he be flipping the bird? It's a tough shame that had happened to him, but he did make worth a hell of a highlight reel for Tucson, and also you saw in the hype video when business picked up, because it's going to pick up going forward. Trevor Huddleston at the number 9, Matt Levine at the number 10, Todd Susan at the 13, the usual cats, the 16 of Derek Kraus, 19 Haley Deegan, and guess who's back? Car number 34. No, not the car. Taylor Canfield is back, ladies and gentlemen. As you remember Taylor Canfield, he had a long night at Meridian a year ago. It spun like 5 times. And it cost Derek Kraus dearly in that race. Remember, Kraus was leading the most laps up to that point until they both had an encounter, and then that's what led to that excellent restart and final closing laps between Haley Deegan and Cole Rouse, in which Deegan was victorious. Ron Jay in the 36, John Wood in the 38, Cody Vanderwall in the 43. He needs to have some sort of luck at all because it's been an absolute disappointing season. Big time for him. Takuma Kogan in the 77. Can he get a second straight top 10 of the season? He had a really strong positive result at the second Tucson race. And of course, Brittany Samora in the 99 with Kevin Bellacourt as the crew chief. So there you have it. It's just only 14. You don't have DGR's Tanner Gray, so there's guaranteed going to be a new second place finisher, a fresh one. Could it be Jagger Jones? Who knows? But we'll see. Jagger Jones is one to keep an eye on. I'm just saying this multiple times, but I think he has the race-winning car from a year ago, the 6th car of Derek Thorne. You have Huddleston up there as well, who had one of his best showings of the season in that race. So, of course, my prediction is going to be a Sun race for winning it. Derek Kraus will have a strong result. He'll win the pole. That's my pole sitter pick. The dark horse contender is, again, it's got to be Brittany Samora. I think we'll see how she does at this particular track, and we'll see how she fares. But there's not much to really honestly say. There's a lot of expectations. Let's take a look. Before we go wrap things up and make my announcement as far as the implication schedule and regarding Texas, I think we're going to have a really competitive race. If Kraus wins the pole and can get that strong restart, he's shown he can have strong restarts. That's something that Samora, I hope, this time around, she got the act of it. And hopefully in the span of a couple weeks, she's learned how to fix her restarts, because that cost her dearly at Tucson. She could have probably won that race too. Well, not really too. She could have probably won that race, period. She could have been right up there with Derek Kraus. The same with Dustin Ash and others. That was a fun Tucson race, the second race. If you've not seen it yet, go do yourself a favor and see it, especially the opening laps. The fact that nobody wrecked in the opening laps is beyond amazing. Beyond amazing. It truly was. Lap traffic was not a problem in Tucson. We'll see how it is in Colorado. I think we expect a fairly clean race. Could it be chaos? I don't really think there's going to be that much chaos. The only big chaos will be if it involves Derek Kraus. That's pretty much it. So before we wrap it up, here is a rundown of the past winners in the K&N West. From 1995 to 1996, they began running there, but then 2001 and then 2004, and since 2007, they were running annually. You got winners like Ron Hornaday Jr., Steve Portingay, Mike Duncan, Paulie Haraka. Never forget his Cup debut, ladies and gentlemen. If you've seen our damaged car in the 52, that was Paulie Haraka. And I probably took that picture. It depends on which one you've seen. If it's the one in pit lane and like immediately after Alex Kennedy and David Ruderman got into it, that was mine. Yours truly. Dylan Kwasniewski, Chris Eggleston, Ryan Partridge. Chris Eggleston is a 3-time winner. Mike Duncan is a 2-time. Eric Holmes is also a 2-time. Thorne as well. So we're guaranteed, no matter what, a new winner in Colorado. New winner, no doubt. As far as the Gander Outdoors Truck Series, or at the time it was the Craftsman Truck Series, Butch Miller won in 1995, Mike Skinner in 96, and Ron Hornaday in 1997. They only ran 3 times there in Dacono. So there you go. My pick to win is going to be a Sunrise Ford car. More than likely, it's going to be Trevor Huddleston. I think he's probably, if he does really well on Saturday, you might as well officially insert him in that title chase. I don't know where he stands with me right now. He's there, but he needs to show me he can really be a contender. He's shown flashes of brilliance so far and rise on the occasion. But if we can see him put on a really strong race all around, like I mentioned dozens of times about Derek Kraus when he dominates, or Haley Deegan, just in general, he needs to put a really good showing. If he does, insert them in. You want to have a great finish in this race too. Speaking of that, you want to have a great finish. The drivers need to have a great finish because Sonoma is the wild card race, honestly. Not the combo races with the East guys. I'm talking about Sonoma because you'll have Cup guys in this race too. We've seen it in the past. We don't know about Will Rogers yet. All I've heard about Will Rogers is his off-road stuff. Good for him to be versatile, by the way. Question is, will he be running? Also, there's no 7-car in this race either in Colorado. That could probably change. You never know. But 7-car is not in the Colorado race. That's another one of the common cars and drivers that is not there as well. The 7 and the 27 are not entered yet. And I say this yet because, of course, that could all change on Saturday. Who shows up? But right now it's 14. And yeah, and the question also is which Cup drivers are going to be running. For sure, Cole Custer is in the realms. But that's about it so far. Could we see Eric Jones? Could we see Daniel Suarez again? Or William Byron or Alex Bowman? We'll see. We'll find out shortly, momentarily. But yeah, those are my thoughts about Colorado. I think it's going to be a pretty calm race. I think it's going to be another year for Sunrise Ford to dominate this race. But yeah, dark horse is against Zamora. The one who needs to catch a break is for sure Haley Deegan and Cody Vanderwall. But yeah, those are my thoughts. So let's talk about the next episode number 10, the review. I don't know when it'll go up. I don't know if I'll guarantee myself to have the highlights, thoughts, and everything on next Wednesday because I will be at Texas Motor Speedway covering the Gander Truck Series, the return of Greg Biffle, by the way. What will happen with Ali Decker? How will Ross Chastain do in the 38 truck as he's now a Truck Series regular? He switched from Xfinity points to trucks. That Kansas win and all the points beforehand, 0. He doesn't get any of them. The other points, he's fine. I think they're still third behind the 51 truck of Kyle Busch. That he won all of the races. He went undefeated. And of course, the points leader himself, Grant Enfinger, the 98 truck for Source Sport. I think the 45 are still fine. The 45 is going to be Kyle Benjamin at Texas. Ross Chastain is in the 38. He's got to get a lot of points. He's got to be in that top 20 and also win the race to be back in the playoff swing of things or to even be considered at all. I don't know how I feel about it, but since this is West Coast talk, let's focus on that. But Texas, I will be doing the truck race and the IndyCar race. That will be my main priority. So I won't be able to live tweet at the LT Files once again. I'll be live tweeting the truck race and the IndyCar race because that's where I'm going to be at because the IndyCar race is the same day as the K&N West race. And I can assure you, when I have it, when I have my notes, my thoughts, and everything ready and processed, you will see it. But I guess it's called West Coast Wednesday. It cannot be posted later. So you may be seeing a double episode. One about the review race at Colorado and the preview for Sonoma, of which I'll be attending too. Well, not really attending, covering the event as well. Well, to provide you live input and all that stuff. We'll see how that goes. But if you don't see an episode next Wednesday, I hope you understand that's the reason why. And if you see 2 episodes the following Wednesday, you'll be consider yourself lucky. There'll be 2 episodes. I'm more than likely going to do it separate because I don't want to do review/preview. Too different. The intro of the hype intro for the review, and then the hype intro for the preview. It's going to be a hot water mess. So separate episodes it will be. And I leave. When you're hearing this, I leave late Wednesday night. So I got to put this episode together that you're seeing right now. Get it all together. Get as much sleep as I can because it's gonna be a hell of a time at Fort Worth. And as far as the footage of Colorado, it will not be from my end. I record these races myself. But you'll see. I think it was some full races 2017 through 2019. Will likely have it. Hopefully he does in a quick amount of time. He's usually really quick on it, except for the second South Boston race. But then again, that was delayed and postponed and everything, so that's reasonable. But still. So there you have it. That is the episode of West Coast Wednesday. So until we meet again, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope I have a great time at Texas. I'll provide updates and details through my Twitter as far as how the episodes are going to turn out and everything. For now, I'll catch you guys later. Bye. Enjoy the Colorado race.